One of the biggest reasons that engineers sometimes struggle to get promoted is because they're siloed in their thinking. You see, when you're working in the industry, you're oftentimes working as a smaller piece of a much larger picture. And engineers, by nature, are typically very specialized individuals. And what that can lead to is being so fixated on your subsystem that you lose sight of the bigger picture. You lose sight of the system as a whole. There's three principles here to break out of the habit of siloed thinking. The first thing is thinking in systems. When you're doing your work, when you're doing your designing, when you're going to meetings, you should think more and more about the interfaces of the design and how it gets sent to the customer and what stakeholders are involved in this process. By thinking in the bigger picture, you can integrate yourself into much larger conversations. You can start to weave yourself into program management's monthly PMR meetings. And because of that, you'll know what aspects of the system that you're working on and what they feel is important. They being the customer and other stakeholders. The second principle is communication. It's very important to be able to pursue executive communication. It's one thing to be able to design something, it's another thing to be able to walk your stakeholder through what you're doing. At the end of the day, you need to get your stakeholders' buy off and the customer's buy off on whether or not they trust in your design. Remember, at the end of the day, it is a deliverable that is going out to the audience. Typically, as you gain footing in an engineering field, you are going to be asked to attend much more important meetings like design reviews and engineering review boards. Oftentimes, these have a pretty hefty quorum of chief engineers, program managers, and sometimes even executives. Not to mention the fact that your customer will likely attend these as well. So get good at designing and get good at talking about your design. Now, third principle is taking deep ownership of your design. Being a responsible engineer means you are the go-to expert for a particular piece of the buy. If you are a person developing, you are a responsible engineer. And when you're a responsible engineer, you should know your component specification inside and out. You should know your component inside of you. You should know how your component plays with other components. Most importantly, tying back to the whole idea of systems thinking, you need to know how your component in particular plays into the bigger picture, and you need to own that. By focusing on these three things, you'll be able to grow rapidly in your career. Remember, it's important to have the technical depth, but it's also important to be able to take that technical depth and carry it into the bigger picture. That's it for this video, guys. Hit that thumbs up button if you got something from this, and subscribe if you'd like to see more.